On to this story now. A defense lawyer at the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial is expected to appear in court this morning. Malisela Tefo was arrested minutes after telling the court he was receiving threats. He failed to appear in court on a matter he is said to have been implicated in. eNCA Slindelo Masikane is at the Hillbrow Magistrate's court and joins us now. Thank you very much for your time this morning, Sli. I mean, you brought to us some dramatic scenes yesterday with that arrest in full view of the country of this particular advocate. Give us a sense of what's said to be taking place today, and perhaps for those who didn't see, some context on this particular matter.
Well, from what we understand, of course, following those dramatic scenes from the Pretoria High Court, we understand, of course, that Advocate Malisela Tefo has spent the night at the Hillbrow Police Station. We are here at the Hillbrow Magistrate's Court, which is a couple of meters away, actually, from the police station itself. We understand that his instructing attorney in the Senzo Meyiwa matter, that is Tshepo Thobane, is here and is actually at the police station checking on the advocate to see how he's doing. A few moments ago, we actually saw the eNCA spokesperson, Pendim Jonondwane, as well, making her way to the magistrate's court. And from what we understand, that this dates back to a 2021 matter where it's alleged that Advocate Tefo was trespassing at the provincial offices of the SAPS. He apparently was accompanying a client there and then was subsequently arrested for trespassing. This is not the first time he's been arrested. From what we understand, this is about the third time he's actually been arrested, and we're told that the arrest was executed at the Pretoria High Court because the police were having trouble locating Advocate Tefo. So at this point, from what we understand, is that Advocate Tefo has quite a history with the SAPS in terms of representing police officers. I just want to move out a shot. You can see Tshepo Thobane there. He's wearing a blue shirt and a black tie. That is the instructing attorney in the Senzo Meyiwa matter for accused 1 to 4. Advocate Tefo is the one who is speaking in court on behalf of the accused. And so from what we understand is that Advocate Tefo has a history in terms of representing SAPS members who have not been properly dismissed, or they feel they've been unfairly treated by management at the SAPS. And in many of those cases, in fact, Advocate Tefo has a history of winning many of these cases. You would have seen you would have heard in one of the clips that we posted online, where Advocate Tefo says that Bheki Cele in particular has an issue with him, and this stems, of course, from what we understand, from many of the cases in which Advocate Tefo has been winning against the police.
He might have these current issues over his head at the moment, which of course will be ventilated in the court of law. But let's talk about the conduct of the SAPS. Many debates have been going around since that dramatic arrest that there's a sense of abuse of power by SAPS. Is that the standard procedure, according to your understanding, in which an arrest would be carried out?
Well, from speaking to one of the other advocates at the court, Advocate Zandile Mshololo, she said to me that the manner in which that arrest was executed flouted many of the actual standard operating procedures, saying that there was no need for that spectacle. In fact, what it looked like was just an attempt to humiliate him, possibly, because what she was saying is that there's absolutely no way that the prosecutors or the SAPS were unable to locate Tefo. But we know that Police Minister Bheki Cele, following his interview with Sally Burdett last night, he's asked for a report as well into the manner in which that arrest was executed. And we understand that the Provincial Commissioner, Elias Mawele, is also tasked with finding out exactly why that arrest transpired in the manner that it did.
And then just finally, Sli, what happens in the meantime to the trial of Senzo Meyiwa's murder? What are we expecting to happen there?
Well, at this point, the trial has been adjourned or postponed until the end of May, and that is just simply due to logistical matters around getting all the lawyers in court so that the trial can proceed. And so the first available date was the 30th of May, and when it does resume, it will sit for about 2 weeks. I'm just going to ask Debogo to just quickly get off his camera. I want to just try and speak to Advocate, to the instructing attorney. If you could just quickly move this way, Mr. Tobane. How are you doing this morning?
Fine, thanks, and you?
I'm good. Just give us a sense, how is Advocate Diffo doing this morning?
Yeah, he's fine. I want to check him now this morning. He's fine. Since I left him 1 o'clock in the morning, he was okay.
Yeah. How did he sleep?
I didn't ask him that, but you cannot sleep well in the cell.
Yeah. And in terms of the case proceeding, do we know if the docket has made its way to the magistrate's court?
We waited for the docket yesterday night until 1 o'clock in the morning, and I went to see the prosecutor. We are still waiting for the docket.
Yeah. And any sense as to the way in which that arrest was made? Will you be taking it up with the courts?
We won't take it up with this court, but definitely we'll take it up somewhere with another court. And it will be upon his instructions. As he told me not to talk much with the media until it's out, then he will make a press conference.
Yeah. And at this point, this will not affect the trial resuming at the end of May?
No. That trial will continue and he will be there.
All right. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
All right. All right. Just some brief comments from the instructing attorney, that is Sepo Tobane, and telling us, of course, that Advocate Diffo is seemingly well and ready to appear this morning, and that they will be taking up that issue around the arrest.
And of course, more importantly, Slee, they're indicating that that trial will continue at the said date. We'll catch up with you a little bit later on. That's Slindelo Masikane, who's following those court proceedings this morning. Let's bring you this story.